The movie begins with documentary footage of simmering life in early 20th century Paris. Gradually they blossom, as if revitalizing that long-forgotten time. In 1924, three friends wandering through the marketplace decide to stop by a fortune-teller's salon. 14-year-old Gilda Bees wants to use her services, but the woman says that she could not see anything. The persistent girl returns without her friends, and asks what the fortune-teller actually saw. The woman sadly replies that it was 34-year-old Gilda who was in the vision. The action is set in Cambridge in 1933. Guy Malin is studying when Gilda, hiding from the gatekeeper, unexpectedly enters his room. The girl apologizes for her intrusion and converses kindly with the man. It turns out that Gilda is in a close relationship with one of the teachers, but cannot go to him because of a quarrel. A man decides to help the poor girl and lets her stay overnight at his place to wait out the storm. At night, Gilda talks with her new friend and admires him. The next day, the hero helps the girl to get out of Cambridge. At parting, Gilda kisses the guy, and we learn that everyone knew her. The girl's father owned a large champagne house in France, and her mother was a wealthy American and socialite. Guy thinks she's not in very good standing at Cambridge, but he doesn't care now. After a while, a teacher named Julian, whom Gilda visited that evening, deeply thanks Guy for his sympathy, and on behalf of the girl invites him to join them for a social evening. The hero accepts the invitation and hangs around the party idly as Gilda is stuck in Calais. The drink makes Guy feel bad, and he wakes up in an armchair. In the next room he catches Julian with another girl. Going downstairs, Guy sees Gilda returning and tells her about what he has seen, but the girl reacts calmly enough. The hero gathers courage and decides to confess that he came to this house just to see her. The confession turns out to be mutual and Gilda kisses the young man. Soon the couple falls asleep right on the pool table. This is how they are caught by a surprised Julian, but Gilda behaves extremely calm and confident. Guy hoped that this situation would put an end to Gilda's relationship with the teacher, but it did not happen. After a while, the hero meets the girl in the church, when it turns out that her mother took her life. Gilda informs that she is leaving England. Guy asks if she needs a traveling companion, but the girl smilingly replies that he needs to finish his studies first. After Gilda's departure, the hero wrote her letters, but she moved so quickly that the letters did not keep up with her. A few years later, Guy graduates from Cambridge and becomes a teacher at a girls' school. In Spain, civil confrontation begins, and Guy desperately agitates for the Republicans. Watching a movie in the theater, the hero suddenly notices on the screen Gilda. Soon Guy received a letter from the girl, in which she said that she had returned to Paris and offered to visit her. Gilda says that she wanted to become an actress, but in the end decided that she liked working behind the camera better. Max, the owner of a gallery, holds an exhibition of the girl's works, one of which is a pyramid of youth. Everyone is delighted with the girl's work, and in the evening Gilda and her friends head to a bar to celebrate the success. Guy exchanges frank glances with the beauties. One of the men decides to toast the nurse and part-time model, Mia, whose beauty inspires such creative outbursts. At home, Gilda tells Guy that the girl used to be a burlesque dancer, and she hopes the three of them can become friends. The hero begins to be jealous of the girl to Max, but Mia advises him to react more calmly, because the owner of the gallery is making noise on purpose, because he is frightened by Gilda's attitude to Guy. In response, the young man says that he is personally frightened by his own attitude to his lover, and then runs away to his girlfriend Linda. In the middle of the night, Gilda bursts in and gently reprimands the hero for such a strange act. Linda dumps Guy, believing she is an extra in the room, and the couple enjoy each other alone. The next day, Gilda speculates that perhaps it was no accident that she entered the young man's bedroom in Cambridge. Guy moves in with his lover and helps her work as a photographer, giving up teaching. Mia gets closer to one of Max's partners, Lucien, than bothers Gilda. After dinner, after getting rid of their beau, the girls dance a very passionate dance, which attracts everyone's attention. At home, Mia agrees to dance for Guy and Gilda, after which all three wake up in the same bed. After a while, the hero heads with his beloved to meet with her father Charles Bisset. At dinner, it turns out that the daughter blames the man for the tragedy with her mother, and therefore likes to appear in her clothes, silently reproaching him. It is also revealed that Gilda does not like to celebrate her birthday, and believes that she will not live to a ripe old age. Back in Paris, the girl speculates that Charles is very cruel to women, so she always feels bad in his house. Gilda looks for Mia and sees that the girl has locked herself in the bathroom, trying to hide her injuries from her friend. In the morning, the upset girl leaves for work, and Gilda thinks about how she can get revenge on Lucien for what he did to her friend. Secretly, the girl calls the offender and offers to meet, saying that she is stronger than Mia. And Guy she asks to take Mia to the movies, while she will supposedly discuss the issues of the exhibition with Max. After the movie, the hero asks the nurse about her past. Mia tells that there was a hospital near her house, where she tried to help the sick. When unrest began in Spain, the officers came for her brother and wounded the girl in the leg. Then Mia had to forget about dancing, and she decided to help people. Meanwhile, Lucien tries to play his cruel games with Gilda, but the girl gains the upper hand over him. In the evening there is an altercation between the heroes. Gilda doesn't want to think about Spain's suffering, and prefers to take care of those around her. Guy does not share her opinion and is ashamed that he lives better than the Spaniards. Unexpectedly, the hero makes Gilda an offer, but the girl refuses, saying that marriage destroys love, and she has too bad genes for children. Relations between the couple deteriorate, and the girl is worried about Guy and does not want to lose him because of the Spanish strife. One evening Gilda learns that the young man has decided to go to Spain after all. In addition, Mia is also going there, having decided to help as a nurse. The girl believes that they cultivate guilt in each other. Before their departure, Gilda feels terrible and almost cries, asking why Mia and Guy should leave her. In 1938, the characters arrive in Spain and begin their service. Guy does not stop writing to Gilda, reporting what is happening at the front, and Mia does the same, reporting that she is very saddened by the answering silence. However, the girl puts the letters of her departed loved ones in a pile without even printing them out. Gilda is offended that the heroes betray themselves in her, risking their lives for nothing. One day, Guy meets Mia at the field hospital. The friends embrace and agree to meet in the evening. Guy tells her that Gilda still does not answer him, which is very sad. Mia believes that sooner or later the girl will forgive them, and the heroes fall asleep in an embrace. In the morning, the friends warmly say goodbye, and Mia gets into her van to continue to help the wounded. Guy leaves when suddenly he hears a terrible rumble. The van was destroyed along with his friend. On the day of the capture of the Bastille, Gilda decides to open one of Guy's letters and learns of the tragedy with Mia, and this news hurts her deeply. Spain lost, and the hero returned to France with nothing. On seeing Guy, Gilda smiled warmly at first, but this was immediately replaced by a grimace of censure and disgust. The weeping hero wanders away, realizing that his beloved blames him for what happened to Mia. The action moves to London in 1939. The state confronts Germany and begins an even more horrific repetition of the Spanish tragedy. In early 1944, Guy became a spy and arrived in Paris after 6 long years of absence in life without Gilda. Unexpectedly, while meeting his agent in a cafe, the hero notices Gilda at a neighboring table with German officer Bittrich. In a cafe near Gilda's house, Guy learns that she lives in the same apartment, and French society censures her for her association with the Germans. At dinner, the girl has a wonderful time with her beau while the hero keeps a close eye on her. The next day Guy bursts into Gilda's apartment and, despite her attempts to escape, kisses his lover. The ice between them melts, and they possess each other desperately and passionately. The next morning, Gaius tries to find out why Gilda is doing such a terrible thing to her country and the world at large. The hero offers his beloved to run away with him and start life anew. However, a weeping Gilda refuses, saying that she no longer loves the young man. The girl banishes him and claims that he has no place in her life anymore. Guy returns to the agents, and the chief sternly reprimands him for what happened to him and Gilda. The girl, meanwhile, feels lost and answers Bittrich's questions uncomprehendingly. Guy organizes a meeting where he talks about anti-tank devices. Gilda and Bittrich are on their way to a restaurant. Suddenly the man informs her that today is his companion's birthday. She is turning 33 and he really wanted to know about this date, so he made inquiries. After these words Gilda looks frightened, but tries to keep herself in control. In the morning, Bittrich talks to the officer on the phone, and the girl discreetly overhears their conversation, and learns that one of the agents was declassified. Guy at the appointed time is waiting for the agent in a cafe, and he is closely followed by the Germans. Suddenly Gilda approaches the hero and informs him that he has been declassified and he urgently needs to leave. In the restroom, the girl gives Guy new clothes, and he guesses that Gilda is actually also an agent. At parting, the couple kisses, and the hero escapes on a bicycle. Gaius dreams of meeting Gilda again, but the day of the Allied landing comes and he has to put all his efforts into this direction. The heroes hide under the trains, but they are still spotted and launch an attack. Unlike his friends, Guy still manages to escape and avoid death. Bitrich interrogates one of the agents, but accomplishes nothing, and the wounded hero in a half-living state crawls to the temple where their shelter is located. Guy was airlifted to a London hospital. The hero still did not fully understand the role of Gilda in the resistance. Julian tells that the girl herself found them and offered her services. Gilda successfully coped with all the tasks. After the liberation of Paris, Bitrich offers to leave, but the girl does not agree and is left without protection before the angry citizens. German officer is robbed of his life and left next to a weeping Gilda. Meanwhile, Guy decides to visit his beloved and arrives in Paris. However, there is still fighting in some parts of the city. The townspeople grab Gilda and throw her into a holding cell. She wants to explain everything, but at the last moment changes her mind. Guy still gets to the apartment of his beloved and finds a letter on the floor. In it, Gilda says that she has always loved Guy and Mia, but was afraid to admit it. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.